Hi everyone, my name is Misha. I am a plant enthusiast from Florida. I currently have in my collection 270 plants, and all I do, if you're new to my channel, is I post plant related videos. So if you're interested about plant care and any sort of maintenance, this is the channel for you. So please take a moment to just go hit the subscribe button, and if you want to be informed, ring that bell and you'll be notified every time I post something. Today I'm actually quite excited because today what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you guys my Hoya collection. I have been collecting Hoyas for almost a year, and right now I have 32 different species. Some are cuttings, some are, starters. It's very hard with what has happened with COVID and, to kind of get affordable plants. I will be posting a update because I do have a lot coming in the mail right now. So, but I'm like really excited because out of all my plants, I feel like I do have Hoyas the most. And I'm just in love with their foliage. So, if you're a Hoya collector, I think you can relate. So, I I'm gonna try my best. Like I said, some are cuttings, some are actual plants, but I'm gonna go over all of them. I have them in three sections, and let's see what you think. So let's get started. Okay, so the first ones, just to let you guys know, I am getting some items to do a large trellis tomorrow because it's my longest cutting. I posted this in a recent unboxing. This is Hoya Archboldiana, and this has the most amazing looking leaves, and it does have a beautiful backing too. But look at this monster. I think I received her, and it has a little peduncle, and just keeps going. It just is. So I have a trellis coming because I do want her to be happy, to trail around and be okay. So for now, she is resting here, and I just could not believe how much I'm in love with her. I didn't even know she existed a month ago, and when I was able to, when I started looking for her, I found her at a website called HoyaPlants.com. They are in Florida, and a lot of actually these cuttings, because that's what they sell. They sell cuttings are from them. The second Hoya that I want to show you guys, I know it's quite popular. It's my little Hoya linearis. So it's quite long. I want to say she's about almost 3 feet, and she's very bare. So when I actually purchased her, it was by the same seller on Etsy, and I ended up getting two cuttings. I I bought the first one, which was, I believe, 2 strands, and it was so healthy, and they were so long. They were longer than this, but I ended up doing some cuttings to propagate. But she's a beauty. She's super easy. I only give her a little drink once a week. And that's pretty much it. Just give her plenty of light. So I really love her. The next Hoya, I have to be so careful with her because she's so long. So the second Hoya, it's a very disappointing Hoya for me because it hasn't done anything. It's you know how a lot of people go to Home Depot, go to Lowe's, and they find this Hoya Curcii. They find like this massive ones for like $15. No, this is what I got. This is what I got, and I'm not complaining. She retains a lot of water, And with her, because she's in a plastic container, I don't give her water more than once a month. Her And I know when to do it because her leaves give in, with the taco test. But she's so tiny. I actually see that there's like a tiny, tiny growth finally happening after like forever. And honestly, it's one of those Hoyas that I was like very impressed with when I would see like full plants. But for me, because sadly I haven't been that lucky, I'm kind of bummed. And I have her under a grow light. In the beginning, when she first acclimated, it did, she lost a couple leaves, but other than that, she just, she doesn't do much, but she doesn't die either. So I'm happy, and I'm happy to have her because like, her leaves are just beautiful. Honestly, they just are. Like, I'm really happy. And at one point, somehow, someday, she's gonna be a full plant. So, Hoya Collection. And honestly, I'm not gonna know how to pronounce all of them. So, um, it would be nice to like remember that, because the English language has been the toughest one to learn for me. So I feel like I'm still learning every day. So the next one is my Hoya Australis, and she is a beauty. I ended up getting her from Pepper's Greenhouse. I found them because I follow Nick on YouTube, and he's one of my favorite YouTubers, and he mentioned them once. And as soon as I went to the website, the first thing that I looked up was Hoya's, and I found her, and it's in a 4-inch pot, and it's such a healthy plant. Like, I honestly don't do anything to her. She's getting a brand new little leaf there. Super cute. I recently cleaned all my Hoyas. And in the future, I will do a video about that and how I maintain their leaves as clean as possible, to keep them happy. But yes, my Hoya Australis. The next one, it's not very impressive. She honestly, like, I don't know. I'm not like very impressed with it. I'm trying to think. I believe I ended up getting her, I can't remember, but it's Hoya Collection. It did grow this runner. So, and I do see that there's a little like growth right there. So she's gonna start looking like something. But right now, and a little bit of growth there too. So I'm just like, honestly, like, I love the fact that she's so wacky looking, and she has like a tiny new leaf. I did not even realize that right there, and it's so cute and soft. So I know eventually she will be, you know, impressive, but right now she's just looking pretty with her one, her little onesie here. But I don't know. I love her. I love her. Even though I'm like more about large, wider foliage. I don't know why. I love her. So the next one, I'm running out of counter space already. So the next one, is my Hoya fungi. And just to let you guys know, this is not in any sort of, it's not by name. It's just like whatever's closer to me, that's what I'm grabbing. So this is my Hoya fungi. Look at that. She is so flipping impressive looking and so shiny. And all of this runner, it's a brand new growth. I can see that leaves are coming right here and right here. So when tomorrow everything comes up to get to do trellises on almost all of them, I'm gonna be like so ecstatic, because I want to do my own trellises to make sure I got the correct size for the pot and the plant. But this by far was in my wish list for so long, and I paid a pretty penny for it on Etsy, but it's just like, oh, like honestly, like I think I don't even want to say how much I have spent on Hoyas, but it's yeah, it's a pretty penny, more than probably any other of my plants, with the exception of the Anthurium vitaliformium, but that's another story. So this, oh my gosh, this is so sad. So this are some cuttings from Hoya linearis, and this is the last strand left of my Hoya lacunosa. I purchased it on Etsy off of a vendor called Sensibility, maybe. And the sad thing about it is that when it shipped, it was just smush. It was just smush. It was such a like nice, it was supposed to be a nice full plant. Well, let me tell you, I didn't receive that. And I did contact the seller because I was like very sad. This is something that my son purchased for me. So it just means a lot. So I did everything in my power to try to save something, and that was like the only cutting out of a full plant that I was able to save, and they never contacted me. So I was really disappointed. I noticed that at least in my environment, it doesn't like to be in bright and direct light. It actually likes to be in medium light. So it's been interesting, but I'm gonna do everything in my power so it does not die, because this was a gift from my son and it means the world to me. You know, it's like you buy it and you lose the money and it's okay. Like it sucks, but you know, it doesn't suck as much as someone that you actually love so much that gives you a you know, a kind gift like that. So anyhow, this next one, oh my gosh. This one is my Hoya latifolia, and this is a very impressive like leaf. When I first purchased this plant, I did it from Gardino nurseries, which they're honestly like my number one to buying Hoyas. It had a big runner, and I had it in a different planter. It wasn't terracotta. It was a plastic planter and in a cash po. And usually I do underwater like that, bottom water, I mean. And I usually come back within an hour and throw away whatever water's left over. And I don't know what happened that I did not check on this one. And then I noticed the runner like dying. And I was so afraid. I repotted her right away in this container for her to dry, because I did not like, that was such a, you know, rookie move. And I'm really disappointed that I did that, because I would have had, you know, a couple more leaves. But she'll grow back. She bounced back. You know, so yeah, but this is my Hoya latifolia, and when I say I love large foliage, I love that. Like, I know that the more leaves it gets, the veining, it's gonna become like more amazing looking, and I love the splashes on it. But yeah, this one was like the Gardino lady or whoever writes to me, she's just amazing. And you know, I'm glad that she contacted me, because I tend to email when lists are not updated, and she has been amazing at customer service. But anyhow, so I'm gonna go to my next one, and this is more of a regular Hoya. So this is my Hoya Hindu rope. So a funny thing about this, when I didn't know anything about Hoyas, there was a bunch of Hoyas, a bunch of Hindu ropes in the nursery that I usually go to, and all the other Hoyas have runners, and I'm like, why are they not like trimming it? Stupid me, you know? And so I purchased the one without a runner. That's how smart I was. I just did not understand, Hoyas a year ago. And now that I do, I wish I could turn back time and get one with the longest runner. But either way, I have it in this little, this is a 4-inch little pot, and she hasn't done much. I have checked on her roots, they're fine. So she can take her time because she looks cute. So, but that's my Hoya Hindu rope. What else? Ooh, okay. So I have a cutting next. And closest thing. So this one is my Hoya CV Sunrise. And I'm, trying to get the roots to root in sphagnum moss. So this Hoya, this cutting, I ended up getting it again at HoyaPlants.com from Florida. Great people, great customer service, and I did get this in an unboxing recently, so I'm not gonna check for roots because I'm sure it doesn't have any. But that's my Hoya CV Sunrise, and it doesn't show much, but this one has some sun stress, and it's super cute. Okay, so the next one, this one, I wanted this next Hoya for the longest time, and I had like a desperate moment where I was like, I'm gonna get it no matter how overpriced it is. So I feel like, I went to eBay and I won a bidding war. So this was one of the most expensive Hoyas, the Hoya rotundiflora. It hasn't done anything. I think because I felt upset that so many people are taking advantage of plant loving people. I feel like I don't know, like I just have a bad taste in my mouth with this particular Hoya. I know that I'll get over it eventually, but I contact that particular seller to see if she had any other Hoyas for sale, but no, it was gonna be on the bid, and I wanted it. And now that I have it, it's like, why did I do that kind of thing? So I feel bad that I didn't wait it longer, and it's very upsetting. I hope it grows so that I can actually like propagate it and sell affordable cuttings, but right now this is not much. So I don't know, has that happened to you where you're like so desperate to get a particular plant and then you overpay for it and then you're like thinking, why did I do that? Why did I get caught in that moment? So it's live and learn. This particular Hoya, I just spotted this one, and I'm really sad because I usually put a little wooden stick on this is the Hoya ardrechii. Um, so I usually put a little like wooden stick, or little something to hold it up, and while it was propagating, it was getting roots, but the stick started ruining the first couple leaves. And I was so afraid, and I'm like, oh no, 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 no. So I potted it right away, and I'm gonna keep an eye on it. I do love the veining, and I'm sorry about my horrible nails, but I do love the veining on those leaves. They are amazing, and I hope it does well. I just potted this a couple days ago, so I'm just kind of like waiting and see. But I'm gonna check it on a daily basis because I don't want like to lose her. I ended up getting this beautiful cutting at Hoya Plants as well, and super healthy when I got it. It didn't have any yellow leaves or anything like that. But I'm just like, I'm just bummed. I'm just bummed that I didn't like notice sooner. I haven't been feeling 100%, and when I don't, I feel like my plants kind of pay the price because I can't be on top of things. And that's why I don't have nails right now because I've been like, I bite them when I'm nervous. But I'm in a much better place now, and I'm more of a regular schedule now. So this next cutting, it's my Hoya CB Optimistic, and this is the fuzziest Hoya in my collection. Like, this is soft and fuzzy, and it's like I don't know if it would truly show how beautiful it is. And this leaves, because they're so fuzzy, even though it was like a little turn during the shipping, it did not break. It's just like amazing. And so it's just really beautiful and fuzzy, and you just kind of want to play with it. But it's I just love it so much, and the green is just like so beautiful and like light, and so it's one of my favorites, and I'm like really looking forward to for it to root. I did to all my cuttings rooting hormones, um, to increase the rate test, and I'm not letting it dry. So the next one, this one, it's my Hoya Minder. I don't know how to say it. Minderoses, I don't know, but it's called the It has a pink flower, and the leaves get easily sun stressed. I can't remember where I purchased this one, but this is a new leaf. This is a new leaf. So she's loving life. I have her under a grow light, and the grow light is very soft. It's only 300 lumens, and she's just loving life. So I love her because she just has like super cute, kind of like bendy leaves, and look at that. Like, are you flipping kidding me? Like, that's adorable. So she's like one of my favorites, honestly. So I can't wait to see how she keeps growing. But so far, two new leaves, and like, I think it's not even considered 300 lumens. I not consider bright light. It's more like just slightly stronger than ambient, kind of like medium light. But anyhow, so this one, it's more of a basic one, I think, because it's really readily available, and it's my Hoya Crimson Queen. She is a beauty. I just got this one from Hertz Gardens, and it's so healthy. Like, as soon as I got it, I could not believe, and I love the foliage, because there's certain things that you look at. Look at that. There's certain things that you look at online, but when you see it in person, it's like amazing. So I actually have it on a west facing window, and she's just loving life. She's just so beautiful, and I put her in this orchid planter, which is perfect for letting me know when she's thirsty. And I also do the leaf test. But yeah, and she's growing, and she's just amazing. Like, I wish I would have ordered a second one from Hertz, but they don't have it available anymore. I was just very lucky that they had it at that time. And I know most people have it. So, anyhow, so this one, so this next one, I ended up getting it because of Betsy Begonia. She, about a year ago, she did a Hoya unboxing, and she introduced Hoya vitellinoides, also known as Hoya meredithii, and hers has the biggest leaves, like as big as my face. And I can't get over when she grabbed the leaf and she was showing it, and she kind of like stumbled down to the ground. I love her. She's so funny. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like, okay, adding to my wish list. And I ended up getting it. Look at that veining. I ended up getting it. My hands are already dirty. At Etsy. This was another one that was a freaking expensive one because it's not readily available. I wish I would have found it on Gardino, because Gardino, when they do have it in stock, is like $50 or $60. I paid $100 for this, and I need to say it quietly because I don't want my family to know, but $100 freaking. Was it 100? 150? I think it was 100. Maybe 120. I don't know. I just know it was a lot of freaking money for 2 leaves. And this is brand new. So this one again, it's under 300 lumen grow light, and it's loving life. The humidity, oof, it's 64 right now, but usually this plant, it's in 50 to 55% humidity without a humidifier. It's that much because I ended up finally giving in and just purchasing one, because I found a really good deal. But I just honestly, like, my plants are so used to not having a humidifier. I just wanted to know if there was some sort of difference. The next one I ended up getting at Etsy too. Might have to take a break. My body's hurting. So this one I ended up getting in Etsy, and this one it's super common. So this one's Hoya Ovavara Splash, and this one was super affordable. When I first received this plant, these two leaves, I believe, they were super soft, and they were like a different color altogether. It was like they were mushy, like they had just come out. And I decided, you know what, I'm not even gonna like mess with them. I'm gonna leave them. If they don't make it, they don't make it. No, they hardened within like a few days. So I was just amazed. This is a brand new leaf. And I know that, it kind of looks dark, and I keep cleaning it, and it looks beautiful and it's clean. But it's just like really dark. So I don't know if this is like a aged Ovavara, because I know their color tends to change slightly. But yeah, but I love it because the leaves are quite large. The new growth, it's, I can't wait to see how big it gets. And then this one's pretty long. But anyhow, my Hoya Ovavara. Whew. This is a workout. Okay, so let's see what's next. That's fine. I just have like 20 more to go. Okay, so this is a comparison. Not throwing shade to anyone. I'm not going to mention who the Hoya that didn't make it's from. I did an unboxing about it, and I was disappointed because even though she admitted that she sent me a young cutting that leaves were not, good, I still didn't get a refund, and I was really disappointed in that. So I'm not gonna purchase from her anymore. But these two are the same Hoya. This one, this mush right here that didn't make it, that is just like all dried up and dead. The reason why it's in soil, even though it was a cutting, it's because I contacted the seller and she said, yeah, it was a young cutting. Please place it in soil and add some water, and put it under the light. And that's exactly what I did. And this is the most discouraging thing, to like purchase something and for the person to know. And it's a Hoya Australis SPP to what? Tenue. I don't know how to say that. I know I wrote that in cursive, but this one, same plant, same exact plant. And this is from Gardino. And this is like, the difference. So that's the name. And they send it to me with new growth points, grow new leaves, with it looks like they just freaking cleaned it. It's amazing. By far, Gardino's my number one. So if you look at both plants, how would you ever know that it's the same thing when you see that mush right there and when you get something like this? So it just comes to show that, people could have amazing plants and be very like knowledgeable, but that doesn't mean they have a good customer service. I am sad that I wasted the money. I know that it's part of purchasing plants. A lot of them do not come with warranties, but when you work very hard for your money and someone just doesn't appreciate the love that you have for plants and that you are paying for a healthy plant, and they just send you something like that, it's very disappointing. But anyhow, let's move on. So this next one, it's a cutting, and goodness freaking gracious, this is Hoya. This is Hoya incrastata, and this is from, look at this. This is like freaking gorgeous, large leaves. It's hard to see in this angle, but and look at that runner, it just keeps going. It's just like it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful plant. I ended up getting this cutting from Hoya Plants. What I love about them is that you email them and you get a response within an hour or so, same day for sure. And what I love also is that if you were to live in the area, they go to shows with their cuttings. And so it's like, are you flipping kidding me? Like, I'm just glad I don't live by them, because I would be broke. Because they're impressive. They're really, really impressive. I just did an unboxing that I'm posting tomorrow, and it's just amazing. So let's see. I don't want to get sidetracked. I still have several to go. So this is another cutting from same place. So this one, the leaves are a little yellow, but I'm hoping it's okay. It's a Hoya Collection, and this is from Hoya Plants. Like, look how beautiful. This is like super beautiful, beautiful, beautiful Hoya. And I did add rooting hormone, and it's starting to like show. Can you see? It's starting to show that it's gonna start getting roots. So this is gonna be a freaking looker. Like, I'm like so in love with her, and it's like the leaves are not like succulent. They're very like, they're gentle. They're not like soft, but they're gentle. Like, they're like really, and it's so beautiful. I can only imagine how good this is gonna look in a planter. And I just want like something like very like either white or very bright that just kind of pops these particular leaves, because they're so beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna hurry up, because I know that people have other things to do. But this one, it's another Hoya from Gardino. And this is Hoya Memoria. Isn't that cute? And I love that I put it in this little like planter, white saucer, and it's like the cutest thing. So yeah, Hoya Memoria. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. I do like the fact that the leaves are like tiny and pointy. Like, it's like it doesn't matter what angle you look at it from, it's just gorgeous. Okay, let's see what's next. I'm almost done, I promise. So this is another cutting from Hoya Plants. Surprise, surprise. This is Hoya Galoncoyana. No, this is from Coco Ranch, I think. I don't even know. I think it's Coco Ranch, yeah. So this one, look at the cute little tiny leaves. There are succulent leaves. I love it. I love it. I love it. I hope it does well in my home. It's really hard to show because it grows like go crazy. But I love it. And even though the leaves are tiny, there's just something about this one that I feel like it's just, when it grows, it's just going to be all over the place. So I'm really like excited about that one. The next one, it's another very common one, which is the Hoya publicalis. 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 I don't know. Like, you know what I'm talking about. And so that one, it's so beautiful. I don't think have I ever even cleaned the leaves on this one? I think I have. This is a brand new one. And this one just hardened like that. But this one hasn't really done much. I did an unboxing on this one, I think about 5 months ago, I want to say. I'm not quite sure. It's been a while. I purchased this on Etsy, and she's just kind of like, it kind of looks like a freaking rooster head. And so I love it because it's kind of like wacky looking. And I just don't want anything to look perfect and manicured, because that's not how it is, in nature. So I just think it's so flipping cute. I love it. It's like it's definitely a looker, and people ask me about it. It's kind of weird. I think because it's the way that it's growing. So this next one is something that I ended up getting at Hertz. At Hertz, yeah. And it's Hoya Quintiana. And let me remove this. But look at that. It's kind of hard because I know that I have the trellis to be the same color, but isn't that weird the way it grows? It's kind of cool. Every time I see someone else with this type of plant, it's just kind of like vining around. But this one, the runners and everything, they just keep going up. And I know that it's going to be a hard one to see, but it's so healthy. I ended up getting this one from Hertz. At the same time that I had the Crimson Queen. And I was impressed. When it comes to their succulents, at least the ones I have purchased, they ship them kind of dry, which I can appreciate. Yeah, my Hoya Quintiana. I don't know, like, it's pretty similar to my Hoya, publicalis. I don't know why I decided, let me just repeat this word that I just had a lot of hard time, like, saying it. But anyway, I'm almost done. So this is another cutting that, it's a cutie. So this one, it's my Hoya Crystal. I ended up getting this one from Hoya Plants. Such a freaking healthy cutting, and I love the splashes. I know that if I give it more light, it will have more splashiness. Right now it's growing, and well, I'm trying to root it, of course, in the moss. This is honestly the first time that I'm trying to root Hoyas in moss. With this one, I'm hoping it's gonna be easy because it does have air roots. And part of me kind of wanted to like do cuttings, but I'm like, no, no, when it gets bigger. And I do read that a lot of people have success with sphagnum moss, so we'll see. Because if they root better like that, then I'll be extremely happy. So we'll see. Wish me luck. This next cutting, it's like the craziest looking Hoya because it looks like it has been through hell and back, but I guess it's part of its personality. It's Hoya Spot Boger. Look at that. So it's a beautiful cutting from Hoya Plants. I'm honestly, like, I'm in love with them, as you can see. But it has a little stress in the back. And the leaves is it's like a yellowish green. And it's like so flipping beautiful. I I can't get enough of the look of this plant. So when the roots take and I plant this is not something that I will add a trellis to it. And I can see that it has some sun stress, but this is like a really cool looking plant. Like, goodness gracious, those leaves look like weapons. They're so freaking pointy. But I really love it. It's just, I don't know. When I first added to my list, I was like, eh. But once I received it, I'm like, you got me, girl. So let's see. Whew. So this is also very common, and it's my Hoya tricolor. There's only one leaf that kind of has pink in it, but it's not impressive. The runners have no variegation, and I actually like kind of like that. Like, I put it in this moss container, and the problem that I find with this is that one day when you water it, it feels like it's freaking soaked, and the next day it's bone dry and your plant is just screaming for help. So I think these planters are beautiful, but I don't think I'll like get another one. I have a bunch like this. I made the mistake. It's like I can't freaking just get one and try. I have to like grab them all. But yeah, this is my tricolor, and she's like super cute. I think she's super cute. And she's obviously under the grow light. I mostly have east facing windows and big trees in the front of my home, so I just get ambient light all day. So I have to get a bunch of grow lights to make it so that you're able to freaking get light to these poor plants, because I don't want them to die. They're a big investment, you know? Okay. So the next one, it's another very common Hoya. Ooh, this one's heavy. So this one, it's my Hoya carnosa. This is such a cute one, and I love how fuzzy the leaves are in the back. And it has that runner that I don't know. It hasn't done anything. It hasn't done anything with that one. And then it has this one, which just keeps going and going. And it has like the smallest, let me see if I can see it. Because it has two peduncles, but they're so tiny, and I think they're dry. So one, it's right here. And then the other one, for such a big plant, is this mini looking thing. And I just don't think that I'll see this sadly flower, but they're gonna be there no matter what, because you never know. And I would love for the plant to flower, even, but it's not really like a wow, I have to have a flower, but if it does, it will be a nice bonus, So the next cutting that I have, and you know where it's from, so I'm gonna stop saying it. So this one is Hoya CB Ruthie, and that one, I love the fact that it's sort of fuzzy in the back. It's not like a succulent leaf. It's not. But it's like it holds her own. And I just flip and love it. And this is one that I'll definitely be placing on a trellis. This one, it's kind of like wrinkly, and I don't know why, but there's character. And that cutting was like $20. And actually, every cutting I have shown you has been $20. So this one is it's the cutest little thing. I actually ended up purchasing a plant online, and I can't remember if it was my Monstera adansonii, but the seller on Etsy ended up sending me a cutting, and it was for Hoya nummuloides. So this is the name of the Hoya, and this is the cutting, and it rooted super well. I believe this is these three are actually new leaves. So, and all that growth has been in a matter of, I want to say 4 months. 4 months, yeah, 4 or 5 at the most. But it's so cute, so tiny, so velvety. Like no matter where you touch, it's like so soft and velvety. And I love when leaves are like that, so fuzzy. Um, so yeah, I can't wait to see what the future holds for this one because it's such a gorgeous little fella. And for now, it's just kind of here cooking. Um, oh my gosh, I'm almost done. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. I have the plants in like chairs. So this is another kind of basic Hoya. And is, okay, got it. It's my Hoya Crimson Princess. Isn't that cute though? Like, I can't even, this just kind of turns however it wants to, and we will respect that. But I flippin' love how this one grows. I water it like every 10 days, and it's in a, look at how long this one is. Let me see if I can do it better in comparison to my hand. But isn't that cute and long and beautiful? So I've been cleaning this one quite a bit. I ended up overwatering it. So there's a couple leaves that you can tell they're gonna be on their way out, like this one. And the mistake that I made with this one is that I put it in a plant hanger that it's cover up. It's beautiful, but you can't really see. And I did what I always say that I'm not gonna do, and I did the whole put your finger up to your second knuckle. No, I'm not doing that ever again. It's gonna be, I'm gonna stop my laziness and I'm gonna use the moisture meter, and that's final. Because it's like the best way to do it. It's like the safest. And I'm like moisture meter all the way. But these are two new leaves that have like no variegation. She does get bright light, so I don't know why he did that. She's just a brat and she does whatever the heck she wants, and I'm okay with it. But she has, you know, just slightly fuzz leaves on the back, and the variegation is just beautiful, and I love her. And you know, I'm glad to have her in my collection. And last but not least, in my Hoya collection video is Miss Hoya Retusa. I'm sorry, I'm just tired already. But so this one was just one little runner when I got her, and now she has one that is like super full, you know, whatever. And I have tried to propagate her with like no success, so I leave it be and hope for the best. I even tried doing a propagation with a little dirt pot next to it, and she just doesn't want to listen to me. So I'm like, you know what, then I'll like treat you right, because obviously you're the boss. So, but I think she's still flipping cute, and because I don't want her overwater her, and she does love moisture, I do keep her in my bathroom, and I love the way it grows. You know, it's like, I really do love it. It's like little grass spiders. I haven't had any pest pressures with any of my Hoyas, knock on wood. But I do maintenance on them with mosquito bits, and it has been helpful because I had an infestation before, but I'm not like worried about that right now, so that's great. But yeah, so the last one in my collection is my Hoya Retusa. You guys have seen my 32. Hoya plants, I would love to know what you guys think about them, and if you have the same ones, if there's something you recommend. I will have an updated video in the future, and I will let you guys know how I care for them. But right now, I just kind of couldn't wait because I have the next 2 weeks, I have like 17 more coming in. But I think out of the 17 plants that are coming in, only maybe 13 are Hoyas. So yeah, I kind of overdid it. So I'm in timeout. But anyway, if you have reached this far, thank you so much for, tuning in and watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for future planting related videos. If there's something that you recommend for me to film, please let me know in the comments below. I do want to thank you again, and until next time, bye.